Hi everybody, I'm back again with another project share. I have been MIA for a while. I haven't been well, in and out of hospital, and I've got surgery coming up in 2 weeks' time as well. So yeah, I haven't been able to excuse me, have time to scrap or anything. Now, moving on with this album, before I go through that, I did have a comment posted, and I was trying to hunt for it to respond back. Somebody had asked me of where I got these journaling cards. I used them in my Vintage Bliss album, and I actually got these from my local scrap store here in Australia, and it's from Scrappy Hello. If you were the international that asked this, I could not tell you where you can get them from. These are journaling cards. They're in grids. They have a mixture. If you look back on my video of the Vintage Bliss album, you'll see them on there. I couldn't tell you where to get them international unless you Google it. That'll probably be the only way that you could find it. They are by We Are Memory Keepers, and they are grid journaling cards. Okay. Now, excuse me, for this album, I did run out of paper because I did use bits and pieces of papers. So I kind of wanted to get it finished so I can show you the basics of it and do a tutorial. But I will use different papers to fill the album up when I do the tutorial. If you are going to use 6x6 papers, make sure that they've got more than, you see, I use the Sky's the Limit, Find Your Wings and Fly by My Mind's Eye. I've got We Are Memory Keepers on the brain. And this has only got 12 sheets. Excuse me, 24 sheets of double-sided. So it's not a lot considering this album. It might not look big, but it does use up a lot of paper. And I've used A4 size card stock as well. And that, I tell you, you can use the majority of when there's not much left over when you cut into it. So when I make my albums, I like to utilise as much of my paper as I can so that I don't have many leftovers. And I use these tab labels. Now you can buy these are We Are Memory Keepers once again. You can buy their punches, which have got the little tabs and stuff, and you can stick these little words on them once you punch them out. But I thought I'd use these, or a couple of them, in the album here just to show you. But like I said, when I do the tutorial, I will be using different paper to cover my album. I will do probably about two, 3 pages in it, just so that you understand of how I've done it, folded it and put it together. And I will go through the cover with you as well if you guys aren't sure about the cover. Quite simple, quite a basic album as well, and it was lots of fun to make. I did, and I can't remember if I did use my We Are Memory Keepers envelope punch board. I absolutely love this. Now, I was hanging out to get this. I actually ordered it from a company in the US, and it was on pre-order, and they kept on putting it back and putting it back and putting it back, and I thought, oh, enough is enough. So I was able to find one here from Scrapbook Boutique. Yeah, so I was really happy about that. Okay, and let's get started. Sorry, I'm still trying to catch up with everything, guys, so I'm a bit slow. Excuse me. On here, I've just used Butterbee scraps, the little corner embellishment, the filigree, and the metal flower here. And these numbers for the corner one is 808. That's the number of this one. And these are the large corners, and I got them in the copper. Okay. And then the large filigree I got, that is 553. Okay, and that's that there. And then the flowers, if I can find them, are actually, and these are the ones, and you can put a pearl centre in, a diamante in there. It's 535. And this one was actually what I'd actually purchased probably about in a packet from our local Spotlight store. And these were actually flower charms. So I cut the little loop off and I stuck it on top of the flower, and that went quite well. So just remember, bear in mind that when you are making this, you do need a bit of designer paper. So make sure you've got plenty in stock with your embellishments and what have you. But as I said, the next album that I make for the tutorial, I will be using different papers. I will show you, and I'll show you blank pages as I make the album. And then at the end of it, you'll see the finished album that I've created. Okay. Excuse me. I've just tied it up here with seam binding, and up the top you can see that I've got bits there for your pockets. Okay, now I've created tabs for these with my punch board, and I absolutely love it. And I've created this little flap here which opens up, and they kind of interlock, which I loved as well. So here are the words that I got from the little sheet of stickers, memories and thoughts. I thought I'd just pop that on there. And then this opens up, and you can stick little pockets on the side. I'll probably do it in the other album, but I was so excited about this album that I had to get it out there. Okay, and just a little, you know, a photo mat here. Excuse me. Once again, I did make room here for photos, not so much embellishing and stuff. So another flap here. Now this is actually one sheet of cardstock that I've created into a pocket, and the flap is inside as well. Now you have got room here, a pocket, so you can stick a photo mat or some tags inside. A sheet here where you can put your photos, and of course you've got the pull out tag up the top here, which will come out. Now every page is exactly the same. And then the back of it you've got, which this side of things, excuse me, I have actually put it on the wrong way. What it should look like is it should be on this side. Okay, so you can pull out your photo mat. So you can see I made that boo-boo. Like I said, this was my demo copy, which I always make of everything before I give out measurements and stuff. So you will see in sequence, like, and what I have done is made my tab up the top on this page, but on the next page I've done my tab down the bottom. Okay, and then that flips over and you've got your pocket here as well. Tab up the top, flip it open, journal or another pocket if you like, and once again you've got your photo mat up the top as well. Okay, there's another one here which will slide through. You can have little tags coming out there. You don't need a full-size photo mat. Sorry, I don't want to get out of frame. And once again, down the bottom, pocket up the top, and then you've got your tags. Okay, so it kind of follows through. I've done 6 pages on this one. You can make it bigger as well. So this was a general idea of what I wanted to come up with. And at the pocket, as you know, you guys, when I've used my binding rings, I've always made sure that I could slide out of my of my album so that you've got your book there as well. Okay, and that just slides back into that pocket. Alrighty, and that's it. So it's pretty basic. Once again, if you do like not maybe over embellish it and just use it for photos and journaling, you can fit a lot more inside. But my next one, I'll probably use the Secret Garden collection that I've got leftovers from. So that's my album, excuse me, that I have made and created. And like I said, if you guys haven't got this, get one. Get one. I know that they had to redo the measurements and what have you, and you got extra measurements in the packaging too. So which was great. Like obviously it was a bigger sheet. Okay, once again, thank you for watching and thank you for listening to my rambling, and I'll upload this and then I will get started on a tutorial tomorrow sometime for you guys. And yeah, until then, have a good evening or a good day and see you soon. Bye.